Hello everyone, this is Linda. I would like to share two mnemonic devices that I am using to help me remember the 12 cranial nerves, the body structures they innervate, and whether they function as motor, afferent, or sensory, afferent, or as both. So the first mnemonic device I use is the phrase, on occasion, Oscar tells Tom and Frank, very good, valid advice honestly. The O stands for olfactory nerve, which is nerve number 1, and this is a sensory nerve. The second O is for optic nerve. It's a sensory nerve as well. The third O is oculomotor nerve, and that's a motor nerve. The T is trochlear nerve. It's a motor nerve. The second T is for trigeminal nerve, and this is both a sensory and a motor nerve. A is for abducens nerve. This is a motor nerve. F is for facial nerve. This is both sensory and motor. V is for vestibulocochlear nerve. This is a sensory nerve. Glossopharyngeal nerve. This is both motor and sensory. So is V for vagus nerve. This is both motor and sensory. A is for accessory nerve. This is a motor nerve. H is for hypoglossal nerve. This is a motor nerve. And then you can see sensory is yellow, motor is blue. When they come together, they make green. So that's why I chose the green for both, when it's both off. Before I share with you the second mnemonic device I use to remember which nerves are motor, sensory, or both, I want to cover how do I remember the difference between motor afferent nerves versus sensory afferent nerves. So when I think of afferent motor nerves, I think of an engine that helps a car exit a mansion. In this case, the M for mansion is the brain, and the car is information exiting the brain towards the periphery of the body. So I correlate the words M and E. Now, for afferent sensory nerves, when I think of afferent sensory nerves, I do not really think about a car or mansion. I just remember that afferent sensory nerves carry information away from the somatic system into the brain. So it's the opposite of afferent, basically. And I remember them with the letters A and S. So this is the mnemonic I use to remember which nerves are motor, sensory, or both, and they're also in the same order, 1 through 12. The mnemonic is Sundays, Sally makes mean baked muffins, but Sarah bakes better mooncake Mondays. So nerve 1 is sensory. It's involved in the sense of smell. Nerve 2 is sensory, involved with vision. Nerve 3 is a motor nerve, involved with orbital muscles of eye movement. Nerve 4 is also motor, and is also involved with orbital muscles of eye movement. Nerve 5 is both. On its motor side, it's involved with movement of the jaws and muscles of mastication, while sensory is involved with the sensation of feeling for the face, teeth, and periodontal ligaments and parts of the tongue. Nerve 6 is a motor nerve, and it's involved with orbital muscles for eye movement. Nerve 7 is both. Motor to the muscles of facial expression, sensory, taste to anterior 2/3 of tongue, and it has a secretory component involving the submandibular and sublingual glands. Nerve 8 is a sensory nerve, involved in sense of hearing, position, and balance. Nerve 9 is both, secretory to the parotid gland and pharyngeal movements, involved in sensory with feelings to pharynx and posterior 1/3 of the tongue, and taste to posterior 1/3 of the tongue. Nerve 10 is both motor and sensory, involved with pharyngeal and laryngeal movements. Nerve 11 is motor, involved with neck movements. For example, sternocleidomastoid muscle and the trapezius muscle. And finally, nerve 12 is a motor nerve involved with tongue muscle movements. I hope this really helped. It really helps me remember the difference between all types of nerves, especially if I'm trying to remember them in order. Thank you for your time.